two things about today. A, we're in a ghost town. B, this is where Tom Cochran shot the video for Life is a Highway. This is Dorothy, Alberta. Now the wind is really howling today, but let's hop in the Falcon. There's a couple of abandoned churches, and that's about it. There's a storefront. They were all used predominantly in the video, but we're gonna shoot at sunset. We've got about an hour to kill, so let's drive around. There's the car, the camera bag's on top of the car. Before we get started, if you could smash the subscribe button, hit the like button, and ring the bells for notifications, it helps my channel grow. I greatly appreciate it. Let's take a drive. This is Our Lady of Perpetual Help Catholic Church. It was built in 1944, stayed open until 1967. I'm thinking this will be the shot that I take in golden hour. I'm just walking around, like I said, scouting out locations. Let's go inside this other one. This door's open here and you can walk in. They do accept donations right there to help with the restoration and keep the buildings alive. It's a part of Alberta history, so if you're ever in Dorothy, pop a little something in the box. This is Dorothy United Church. It was built in 1932, stayed open until 1961. It's a great example of a Western Canadian prairie country church. So just off the pulpit, there's a door and another door that goes outside. Because there's a door here and what looks like a doorway here at one time, I'm assuming that this little section here would have been the ready room for the minister. And this probably was a coat room over here on this side. You gotta sign the guest book. Make sure the door is closed. The story behind Dorothy, well, it was a mining town. When East Cooley closed, the town dried up. Everybody left. There's not much left here. A couple of churches, old abandoned storefronts, and that awesome grain elevator that I showed you earlier. I've shot the grain elevator before, when it had a roof, but in typical Alberta fashion, a storm came in and blew the roof off the place. So I wanted to come out and shoot it before it's deemed unsafe and they have to bulldoze it, because eventually that's what happens with all this old stuff. It's kind of sad, isn't it? I know this is a photography channel, but the journey is why I go out and photograph. This is an old schoolhouse. Now I want to take you into this ranch house here. This is pretty awesome. Arthur Peake's first ranch house, built 1 mile west of Dorothy in 1897. Moved to its present location in 1986. Restoration funding through the Alberta Historical Resources Foundation and the Peake family. Now check this place out inside. It's unlocked. There's a lock on the door. They probably lock it up at night. It's gonna, look at this place. Bunch of antiques. The door's open. There's been no spray painting. There's been no vandalism. This is why Canada and Alberta rocks. People respecting it. There's another guest book right here. So if you come, always sign the guest book so they know people are actually here visiting. So July 4th, photo, Hutch, Calgary. The sun's starting to turn a little goldeny. Let's head on over. Let me just flip you around. Let's head on over back to the grain elevator. We'll get set up. We'll do a couple of compositions there and then we'll come back to the church as well. But let's get a move on. Oh, and hey, don't make fun of my white legs. I'm a bald, former redheaded dude living in Canada. I don't tan. I just burst into flames. What I think I'm gonna do is just walk out onto this little meadow area here. I like the little weeds that are popping up through the grass. With the wind blowing, it might create a nice little movement towards the grain elevator. Also, if you can see behind the grain elevator, there's a nice curve in the highway that goes up towards the hill in the background. So let's get set up. Got my composition all set to go. I'm very low. I'm gonna do a vertical. You can see the I'm such an idiot. Like I was saying, I've got my composition all ready to go. As you can tell, the wind is blowing strong. It just about blew me off my own butt. We're gonna go vertical. I like what the wind is doing in the grass. The pattern of the blowing grass is really nice. We're getting some golden light now. So very simple. We're gonna focus stack this because of the closeness of the camera to the grass. I'm gonna focus in on the grass, take the shot, then I'll focus in on the grain elevator, take the shot, stack them together in Photoshop, and then we get everything in nice, crisp, clean focus. It's very straightforward. My exposure is 1/80th of a second, f8, ISO's 100. I do have a polarizer on just to darken the tones of the blue for me. Technically, the sun isn't in the right place for a polarizer to work fully, but I am getting a little bit of effect on that. So here we go. Focusing on the grass, 2-second timer. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I'm just gonna sit down. Forgot to tell you that where I'm standing right now with the sun behind me, my shadow's going into the shot. Instead of doing a bunch of Photoshop work, because I'm not a big Photoshop guy, I don't really do a lot of Photoshop work. I don't really want to remove that shadow. It's easier for me to just set a 2-second timer on a cable release, set the timer, and then get out of the shot, do it again for the tower, or for the grain elevator. So let me focus in on the grass, set the timer, move out of the way. We got the shot, and now I'm going to focus in on the grain elevator. Get focus locked and do the same exact thing and move out of the way. That's all there is to this shot. It's going to be the dark blue of the sky, the dark green of the grass with the movement of the wind blowing into the grass. Should be a pretty tasty shot. Like I said earlier, I've shot out here before, but with the roof gone and now this is exposed, I don't know how long it's going to be here for, but I love the patina. I love the weathering on it. It's kind of this forgotten era of Alberta. This is a great place. Come out to Dorothy. Drop a couple of bucks into their restoration fund for their churches if you get a chance. It's only 20 minutes outside of Drumheller. You're in the heart of the Badlands. It's a beautiful summer's evening. Time for another composition. Composition number 2, horizontal. I've moved the grain elevator into the left third of the shot. Horizon's down in the lower third, so we're using the rule of thirds in 2 different spots. Left third, lower third. Straight up, same thing as before. Focused in on the grain elevator. 2-second timer, pop the shot. Now I'll focus in on the grass. And pop the shot. Move out of the way. Let's go for 3. Let's raise the tripod up and see if we can't get that road sweeping in and the big blue sky. What I'm going to try to do is find a composition where I can have that road kind of sweeping down towards the elevator. I'm going to raise my camera up. I'm going to go super wide on this one, or as wide as I can on this lens. We're going to go 17 mil. I have to readjust the polarizer a little bit. This time I'm going to put the grain elevator, let's put it in the right third of the frame and see what that looks like. Let me get my focus set up here. Okay, let's try that. Readjust the polarizer just to make sure and pop that. Have a look at that, see what that looks like. Yes, what I like about that is it shows the starkness of the prairies. Even though we're in the Badlands, we still have wide open spaces. Alberta is called, I say it all the time, Alberta is known for its wide open spaces and wide open skies. Even though we're in the Badlands of Drumheller where dinosaurs roamed, there's nothing there. That blue sky, the flat grasslands, the Badlands in the background, negative space, rocks. I also want to show you why we use rule of thirds. I've just set up the grain elevator so it's dead center in the middle of the frame. We'll pop the shot. I'm not going to move out of the way. I just want to show you what it looks like dead center. And then you can decide which one you like more. Do you like this one? Or do you like this one? Pretty fancy with the snap of the fingers, right? Wow, I'm like a Jedi. And I got the Falcon.
Don't know the power of the dark side.
Back at the church, the light's getting golden hour now. We're still in that pre-sunset. Like I said, there's no point in waiting for sunset tonight because there's not going to be any color in the sky because there's no clouds. So let's just do some golden light stuff. This shot is very similar to the one we did of the grain elevator. We're going to use the grass leading up to the church. Church is in the top third of the shot, the grass leading in, focus stack, 2 shots, bang, bang, simple, easy, done. Settings are f8, 1/30th of a second, ISO is 100. The 2-second timer's on. The only difference is on this one, I'm not going to use the cable release. I'm just going to use the touch screen on the camera. Just going to set up my polarizer and actually put on my lens hood because I'm getting a little bit of a flare there. Let's get this on here to cut down some of the flare. Okay, so focus in on the grass, 2-second timer, bang, and do it again for the church. 2-second timer, bang. It's a very simple, basic shot. The golden light on the white church just makes it kind of pop a little bit. I don't mind that at all. We've done the vertical, got to do the horizontal. I'm gonna go low. That way, I might even go super low on this. Let's get these legs out. Go really low. There we go, I like that. So we're really using the grass in this shot a lot. Get it level. Oh, I cut off the top of the church. We don't want to do that. There it is right there. So focus in on the grass, 2-second timer, 40th of a second. That's not too bad. Focus in on the church. Instead of shooting the church straight on, I'm shooting from a bit of an angle. It just adds a little depth to the shot, makes the building look like it's 3-dimensional. It's not a bad little tasty shot. So this one's going to be a little more tricky to shoot just because there is a lot of equipment. So I'm just going to walk around for a bit, find out a composition here because as you can tell, there's farm equipment, there's an ugly snow fence. So I just want to not include that in the shot. This might be a straight on shot. Let me just walk around and find a composition. Like I thought earlier, we're just going to take a straight on shot with this. I've zoomed in just a little bit because on that side of the building, there's a blue work truck and I don't want that in the shot at all. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. I'm angled up just a little bit as well to show the great sky. Let me just get set up here and explain the shot. Shot's all lined up now. We're going straight in because of that work truck that's sitting there. I've zoomed in just a little bit. So instead of being at 17, I'm at 28 millimeters. That just cuts that work truck out of the shot. Straight on, I'm just going to run up and close that church door. We've got the Badlands in the background. The light is really nice, cascading, creating some nice contrast in that Badlands dinosaur looking rock. Let me just close that church door. Watch me run. I'm too old to run. But Google Tom Cochrane. For you non-Canadians out there, Roscoe Flats, no. Tom Cochrane, light is a highway, yes. We didn't need Roscoe Flats to cover it, right guys? It's just such a cool place. Straight up, very basic and simple. We're running f8, 1/40th of a second, ISO is 100. 2-second timer on to prevent shake. Polarizers on just to add some color. Church is dead center in the shot. That's pretty nice. Day trip to a ghost town. Not a bad way to spend a Saturday in the summer in Alberta. Get out with your camera and play. Have some fun. In the meantime and in between time, stay healthy, stay safe. I'll catch you next time. And As always, guys, hit the subscribe button and smash that like button. Don't forget to ring the bells for notification.